Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to quickly show you my Moterm Veg Tan covers. I'm a big fan of Moterm, so when they came out with their full grain leather covers earlier this year, I was really excited. But I didn't order from their first batch just because we were moving and the timing was awkward for me. But when they did their pre-order for the week's cover sometime in the summer, I went ahead and did that. And if you're not aware, you are able to order these covers either on moterm.com or their AliExpress shop. You can follow their Facebook group or their Instagram account to know when that's going to happen. So I highly recommend doing that so that you don't miss out, because these things do sell out fast. Hopefully they do more pre-orders in the future just so everybody gets a chance to get the color they want. So I have here the original week's cover for the Hobonichi weeks and the standard companion traveler's notebook, and I got them both in the apricot color. It's this gorgeous light brown color, so I've been using the week's cover for a couple of weeks now. And then this one arrived just a couple of days ago, so there is already a bit of difference in the shine. This is the lightest cover that they were offering, and I was just really feeling it in the summer. Although now that fall is here, I kind of wish I got the honey, but I think these covers are beautiful either way. And as you can see, they both have very different textures. So when I did my pre-order, I asked for lots of wrinkles and texture in my order notes, and they really came through for me. This cover is just so beautiful with all of its pebbling and texture. Even the inside has a lot of texture to it. Look at that. Look at that pebbling. It's so gorgeous. I'm so happy that they came through for me with the order notes. So it never hurts to ask for what you want when you're ordering a leather cover. I don't know if they'll be able to fulfill it every time, but it's worth a try. And then for my standard companion TN, I didn't put anything in the order notes. I just felt like, oh, you know, just surprise me. And it still has a lot of texture, but much more smooth than my week's cover. And the apricot color is a lot like the undyed letters from Gillio and VDS, so I can actually show you. Let me set this aside real quick. Again, this is the apricot color from Moterm. Here is the Gillio Undyed. And as you can see, they're very close in color. The Gillio Undyed is a little bit lighter, and this does already have some patina to it. Let me see if I can show the inside. The apricot is slightly darker, but you can barely tell the difference when you have the apricot by itself. I also have the Janet leather undyed right over here, so the front does have some patina. The back of my cover is a little bit lighter. So here's the Janet leather undyed with very little patina to it. And again, the apricot is slightly darker. I don't know if the Moterm leather is going to patina over time. I'm hoping it will, because I love how leather ages over time. But we shall see. I will definitely check back in after some time has passed and I've gotten more use out of this cover. And just for a quick reference, here is the Moterm Apricot, the VDS Janet Undyed, and the Gillio Undyed. So very, very close in color. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. And as far as leather quality goes, the Moterm leather is very, very close to both of these leathers from Gillio and VDS. I can hardly tell the difference, especially with my smoother Moterm here. Very little difference. Yeah, the Moterm Veg Tan leather is just so gorgeous, and I'm so happy that they went with this direction. I have a few other leather covers for comparison for you. Here is the Chic Sparrow Austin Emma, another color that's pretty close to the apricot. This one hasn't had much patina. I do have another Emma that I've used a lot. Here we go. So here is what the Emma looks like with a lot of use to it. That's really gorgeous. And I'm guessing if the Moterm leather does patina, it's going to look something like this. And then I have a Galen leather Crazy Horse Brown. So the Galen leather is a lot darker. Here is a Traveler's Company Camel. I also have the Moterm Litchi Mustard here. So let me set this aside. Comparing the Litchi Pebble leather to the full grain leather, even with the texture, it's pretty obvious which one is full grain and which one is not. If you like a more uniform look, I would definitely go with the Litchi leather. And if you don't want to worry about staining the leather, or you don't like a lot of character, the Litchi leather is a pretty good option. I don't mind the Litchi leather myself. I do prefer full grain, but I really like all the color options they have for the Litchi leather, and I like this too. I don't mind pebbled leather, I like it on my bags, so for my leather covers, it's just fine. And then this color here, the pebbled mustard, as you can see, is a lot more yellow than the apricot. Alright, so that's what you can expect as far as colors go. Let me quickly set aside my week's cover to show you my standard companion TN. So it did come with 3 inserts when I bought it. So I have it here, and I also went ahead and filled up my Chic Sparrow narrow TN with some inserts as well, 3 inserts. So here is what the bulk of the standard companion looks like. I would say it's about the same. The dimensions on the standard companion is pretty close to the Chic Sparrow narrow. So if I put the standard companion on top, the Chic Sparrow is a little bit taller, as you can see. As far as the width goes, let me see if I can get a good gauge here. The Chic Sparrow looks like it's also a little bit wider. So the standard companion isn't that much bulkier than a Chic Sparrow Traveler's Notebook. So if you have a narrow Traveler's Notebook on you, that'll give you a good idea of how big the standard companion is. The clasp does add some bulk to it, so even if the companion TN is slightly smaller, the Chic Sparrow feels smaller just because of that clasp. So here you go. And then just for funsies, I have my Traveler's Company in here. So this is a very slim TN, and the Traveler's Company is actually a little bit taller. That's surprising, but it's a lot skinnier. So there you go for the size comparisons. I will say that both of my covers did come with a lot of character to them. It's not completely obvious at first glance, but my week's cover, for example, it had this black mark here somewhere on the back. Let me see if I can find it. Ugh. Okay, here it is. I don't know if you can see that, but it looked like a pencil mark, and I tried to erase it with my pink eraser. I got that tip from contacting the Chic Sparrow customer service once, and anytime I get some sort of mark on my letter, I try to use a pink eraser first, and it's never harmed the letter, so I feel like that's a safe option to try first if you want to take off any marks. There's also a red looking mole in my cover here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's that red spot there. I thought I did that because I had a red crayon on my desk, and I was like, how did that get on my letter cover? And I tried to erase this too, and it wouldn't come out until I received my standard TN, and it also has this red mark here in the front. So that is interesting. Both of my covers have beauty marks on them. And then my standard TN also has this spot here in the front. I've never used this Traveler's Notebook before. It's just been sitting in its box because I kind of wanted to save it for this video. And there's already a lot of character, which I don't mind. If the cover comes to me with a lot of character, it doesn't really bother me. And honestly, every single letter company that I bought from, their covers always came with some sort of character to it. Even my Gillios, I take pretty good care of my covers. I use leather pouches. I don't really toss them around. And my Undyed has a black mark here. That's been there since the beginning. My VDS Undyed has these striations here in the front. To be fair, this was pre-loved, so I don't know if that's always been there, but I've just learned to live with all these little quirks that I pick up on my Traveler's Notebooks. And here's another example. So the Chic Sparrow I did buy from the Chic Sparrow website, so it was completely brand new, and it came with this mark here across the cover, and I wasn't bothered. I've owned so many letter covers from so many different companies at this point, and they've all had their little quirks, and I'm just used to that now, and I don't really expect perfection from letter companies anymore, especially when they all have that trait. I do fully believe now that when companies say that full grain leather comes with a lot of character, a lot of scars, a lot of bite marks, what have you, that they're telling the truth, because they've all sent out covers to me with a little bit of imperfection to them. So I assume that they know more about their trade than me. Again, if you want a completely perfect cover without any sort of marks to it, you're gonna have to get something like this, which is the Litchi cover. So pebbled leather. This is a really great option if you just want to throw your cover around and not have to worry about it. Alright, so I think that's all I have to say about the Moterm Veg Tan covers. If you have any questions for me, please do let me know down below. I would love to answer them. I tried to cover as much as I can in this video as far as comparing to other leather covers and showcasing the color and all that. But if I missed anything, definitely let me know down below. So thank you so much for watching. This is Baba Notes, and I'll see you next time. Bye!